Hello, friends. Ben Garrett here. I'm doing it right here and now. Ben Garrett here of the Ole Miss Spirit, OMSpirit.com, and affiliate of 1-3, standing in the Manning Center with one Brad Logan, who actually hosts whatever this is, but it will go up on the Ole Miss Spirit. And look at what's behind us. If you've never seen it before, not only are they the conference champion trophies, like that one, but the Wall of Honor, which, who's the latest addition? Caden Davis is on the Wall of Honor.
Very well deserved.
Well deserved. Chris Pooh-Paul, Walter Nolan. The Wall of Honor is for what? First team All-American selections. Yeah. Dang, we just take advantage. We just take for granted now that Ole Miss last year had 2 first team All-Americans. That used to really matter. Sorry, I've totally hijacked your show.
No,
hey, Brad.
The National Championship Trophy is here in the Manning Center. If you don't know, is right behind those two.
Yeah.
So
More
that's where we are.
conference.
We just finished up with the press conference. What's up, Jim?
We did.
We just finished up with the press conference, and what is your overall thoughts?
I think Brad Sheffield does not get enough credit for how good of a football, not just football, an all-around sports information director that he is. Honestly, there are a few wonderful, kind. Your Zoom was pathetic because people on Zoom, they just want to aggregate. But Brad Sheffield is a freaking rock star. Pay him more, Ole Miss. That's my first takeaway. That's Brad Sheffield. He really is delightful and great at his job.
We heard from Brian Brown, defensive coordinator today.
Love that dude.
A number of defensive players. A lot of the questions.
He dunked on my friend Philip Nanny in high school, one of the New Albany people that you're now tight with, because your adopted home is New Albany. Yeah. And he still has the video on his phone, and he sent it to me, and I sent it on to Philip, who he didn't really dunk on Philip, but dunking on New Albany. That dude, he talked about basketball in there.
Yeah.
He brought up, because he wanted to talk about LeBron, this dude's a hooper, and I'm telling you, I'm not convinced that dude couldn't go dunk right now.
Yeah,
my gosh, man.
But
while some of us ate too much for Christmas, B. Brown's in there, I'm thinking, he could probably still do a windmill, and he would for Corinth. And this moment for him as a Mississippi dude, it's not just about being a Mississippi guy, but he's an Ole Miss guy through and through. He played here. It means something to him, the college football playoff. For William Eccles, man, from Houston, who has emerged in his second year as an absolute animal. He'll be up there too on that Wall of Honor. Yeah. He'll be right there next year. That kid is a stud. Ole Miss is now 3 wins away from its first national championship since the 60s. And after a lot of everything but normal, that was normal. This is about ball. And these guys are ready to play, man. Now, it's going to be hard, because Georgia's a good football team.
And a lot of the questions today, Ben, were centered around that first Georgia game. And I like what William Eccles said. So when Michael asked him, well, what's the one thing you remember? He says, well, they didn't punt.
And I laughed immediately because I'm a stupid idiot. But it was funny because, that's what we all thought.
But he didn't laugh.
He didn't laugh. He's pissed about it. No, they're legitimately because it's embarrassing. This is what they work for. This is what they put in the hours for every day. The media thing for them is an obligation. It's part of a bigger process that includes workouts, walkthroughs, practices. They're back now practicing after taking off through Christmas. They came back Christmas night. Now they've been practicing more than just walkthroughs too. They're hitting a little bit. But for him, they failed spectacularly at their job that day, because it's funny. It is funny when you know what he's about to say, that they didn't even punt once. But he's also correct. That was the worst performance for them this year, by far. And now you have to go and beat that team. It's only right in a lot of ways. It's poetic in a lot of ways that they have to go through Georgia to keep going, because that was the lowest moment for them. And every 5 a.m., every walkthrough and workout and practice, and William Eccles, they got bullied. Are you going to let the bully come in here and stuff you in a locker again? Because they will. There's no secret that Georgia's going to, what Georgia's going to do to you. But are you going to allow yourself to get bullied again? Because they got absolutely bullied. And no one likes to get stuffed in the locker. And it's all fun and games. But, dude, can you stop them? Because you sure as heck didn't do it in Athens in October.
I thought it was a good question by Neil. And I think he was asking T.J. Daugherty. He was like, you guys played much better before Georgia and much better after Georgia. What happened in the Georgia game? And essentially is Georgia's really good. Didn't cover the tight end. Brian Brown talked about that was a blown coverage when the tight end had so many big plays against Ole Miss. Just kind of everything went wrong against that Georgia game. But what we took away, at least what I took away from the game today, what I took away from the press conference today, is that, my gosh, Ben, they're locked in. Brian Brown included, the defensive coordinator. They understand the task at hand. And what's interesting to me is on the Ole Miss Spirit, which is on the field of on 3, OMSpirit.com.
As they're running through the playoffs, 50% off for new annual. Oh yeah, y'all don't have to lean in.
We got it. Yeah.
See, the last time we did a post game, he claimed.
I still don't know where my dongle is.
I didn't lose your dongle. I didn't fondle your dongle. Okay, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But he was having a big, which I loved, and we're going to do a post game after the Sugar Bowl, but also before the Sugar Bowl.
We'll do a pregame
That is
show,
confirmed.
2 to 4 at Manning's.
Yes, at Manning's.
And we encourage all of you to come by 2 to 4
Please.
game day, and then we'll work on New Year's Eve. Just stay with us on that.
My whole family's coming to New Orleans.
And my daughter and my wife is coming, so we're going to have a big time at Manning's.
Yes, Mary, one of our hardcore, like, she always listens. She always follows Talk of Champions, the drive home, whatever she's always on. Sent me $30 on Venmo the other day just because she loves. She always talks about how wonderful Gracie is. Now, Mary, you get to meet Gracie, so come on down.
It's going to be really
right,
cool.
At Manning's for
and
at least
by the way,
preseason.
all of the coverage
Pre-game.
is brought to you by all of our sponsors, and you've all heard about them. It starts with Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Heal Counseling, the Hearn Law Firm, Chick-fil-A, and Built Different Fitness. College Corner Scott's going to be a part of our show. Down in
Uwe, don't forget Uwe.
Yeah.
Blake Jones.
Yeah, Blake Jones and was it Charge? Excuse me, Blake. Uwe, is it Charge Up?
Yes,
Break?
sure.
Charge Up? It's about credit card. Anyway, you see it on the screen.
Yeah.
So thanks to everybody that helped make all of our coverage
He's done a
possible
lot of work.
in the
Brad
college
has.
football. It has been a lot. I
And
mean,
so,
the communication is so hard in New Orleans. It's about kill me.
He's worked his tail off. Just into the fact that we got 2-hour block there at Manning's.
I'm so happy.
Oh, man.
That we've got 2 hours.
Fantastic. And then we're going to try to do New Year's Eve, but we don't know. But I'll say this man, you deserve a pat on the back. Merry Christmas.
We're going to have fun. Yeah.
Somebody in the YouTube comments said, Ben, you asked Brad or what the plans are for Christmas, and then you interrupted them and talked all about yourself. So did you have a good Christmas?
We did.
Good.
It's all about family and all about food. And I talked to our good friends at Built Different Fitness. By the way, they're giving you and I a free membership.
Wait, is that for real?
I'm dead serious. And I don't know if it's because we need it or they're just
Oh,
being
no,
nice.
that's amazing.
But yeah, what was your takeaway from the players today?
My main takeaway was, honestly, it was pretty routine. Let's be honest. It was really routine for what it was. They asked certain questions. They answered what. There was no big takeaway. But I will say this: for each one of them individually, there were some things I took away.
Yeah.
Like for example, with Brian Brown. Let's just start with him. When I brought up Antonio Kite returning, he spoke of how the injury history, how big it was for them for next year and building to 2026. I asked each one of them about 2026, and they all talked about it in some significant way. But then he continued on to William Eccles and mentioned his leadership. We all talk about how he's become Walter Nolan. Look at what he's done, though, as far as rallying this team. One of the ones to announce his return. Everyone sees his wonderful mother always gassing up Ole Miss in this program on social media. What William Eccles is doing is trying to become a true leader, which Brian Brown brought up. And you saw that in his answers today, including being pissed off about not getting one single stop, not forcing one single punt. Not one at Georgia. And Wadette Williams, you asked a really good question to Wadette Williams about starting at Delta State and then, ending ULM and then ending up here at Ole Miss. In the stage he's now on with the Sugar Bowl, and he talked about, he acknowledged how cool that is for him, how it's a full circle moment for him, how he has a testimony now, which is just some really cool things in that way. Was there one overarching takeaway for me? No, not really. But what really stuck out to me is all of these guys are in their own way good representations of how this program has grown beyond just being tethered to a cult of personality. There are many personalities to it, and all of them have a story and testimonies to tell. And it was really cool to be here today because honestly, 2 days after Christmas, we all had every reason to just slog up in here and just go through the motions. But it was a great Ole Miss day. It's another day blessed by God, in my opinion, because I was one of those who was like, dadgum, I got to go do this, this, and this. And you're probably thinking, man, I got to set up and do my shit. And they were just awesome. We all laughed, had some fun. Nobody asked any questions on Zoom. We all kind of made fun of that and had some fun with that as well. It was a really cool day. And it kind of got me more back into football mode. You know what I mean? Because for so long, it's not, even the Tulane game didn't feel like it was just about football.
Yeah, there's all this stuff.
It's everything else, man.
It's not stuff right now.
It's not. It's Ole Miss and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Look at this shit-eating grin on my face, you know? And if Ole Miss wins, I told you this, and you can vouch for me.
That was where I was going earlier. About,
yes.
On the board, you said if Ole Miss wins.
If they win, I said if Ole Miss beats Georgia, I'm picking them to win it all. They're a team of destiny. They already kind of feel like a team of destiny, but I'm stupid-ass Ben Garrett. People are going to be like, you know, God is good, but also Ginger Shrek. He's big yappy Homer. Right, but like today was with how mundane it should have been and how through the motions it should have been for everybody. It was really fun to hear from, because the old days, and I'm trying not to bring up anybody, but like in the old days, we wouldn't hear from Brian Brown. No. You wouldn't hear from Joe Judge. Like you would hear from one or two of William Eccles, but I mean, you'd maybe get Wyatt Williams in August, in October, and once in December.
It was rather good, and I encourage you to go back and listen.
It's just really cool.
We'll play the interview with Wyatt Williams on the website at the Ole Miss Spirit. That's OleMissSpirit.com. You sign up for 50% for new members
through the playoff. If you're a new member, sign up.
50% off. Yeah, Jake was in there. He's riding right now. Ben will have this video up for
No, he's not. He was walking by us earlier.
He may be already at where he's going to start riding because
he's going to get an iced coffee first. You know, he's going
to. Maybe he's riding while he's drinking his coffee.
Maybe.
So.
He's the optimist of the two.
It's full coverage all throughout the playoff.
I'm the hype man. That
Tomorrow, we want to tell you, too, we were getting Pete Golding, but we were texted that that's not going to happen. So we'll get Joe Judge
I guess, yeah. Probably. We haven't gotten anybody else on the offensive side.
But we'll get a chance to see practice for a few minutes. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what we'll see, but we'll bring all the coverage to you. I'll check on film, and I know I could probably see a whole lot, but getting to see something is going to be good in and of itself.
I tell you what I'm going to be looking out for, because I asked Wyatt Williams. He mentioned some young guys that have really prepared well all year, even though they haven't played. LaDarian Clardy's a good example of that. Keon Young's a good example of that, how they've come ready to practice every single day. I thought that was interesting. So tomorrow I'll be looking for number 31, for number 37, for Dante Core, number 28. You know, I want to see these young guys that Wyatt Williams has nothing but praise for, because they're the future. They're after this ends, and it could end next weekend. It could end with a national championship in a couple of weeks, right? We don't know. The beauty is that Ole Miss is still running the race.
Yeah.
And when they had their legs tied for a long time, or somebody doing everything they can to knock them off course on the race, they're now back running the race. And the destination is right in front of them. If they can get through Georgia, who they could not stop, and I could not help but laugh when William Eccles brought it. I mean, immediately, hey, what do you remember about Georgia? We didn't force a punt.
Yeah.
I get it. Now it's personal. It's about the ball. What a celebration it is, and what a fun day. What a fun Ole Miss day at the Manning Center. And
FanDuel opened up at 7. I'm sorry, it opened up at 6.5. It went to 7. It's back down to 6.5. Does that surprise you at all? This game's under a touchdown.
No, it was single digits in Athens. Yeah. Even when they didn't give up a single or didn't get a single stop.
17 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean they didn't get a single stop. And they lost by single digits in Athens. This is a good Ole Miss football team. Yeah. You could say all you want about everything else, but like, it's objectively true. Ole Miss, like Texas A&M was a fraud. They showed you against Miami. That's 11 meaningless wins. Ole Miss does not have 12 meaningless wins. Ole Miss has 12 wins that were hard-earned, and they were better than the teams that they played, and they deserve to be in the position that they're in. The legitimacy is there. Am I surprised that it's dropped down a little bit? It's sure as hell better. Because Ole Miss is every bit the team as Georgia, but Georgia still, it's not a good matchup for Ole Miss. Because what they do well, Ole Miss, that's one of its deficiencies. You know, William Eccles is a baller right there in the middle. He's going to be right up there on that wall of honor. But here's the problem. The guys around him, specifically on the interior, haven't played up to his level, and they're getting taken advantage of, right, by the opposing offense. In Georgia up front, they're going to bully you. That's what they did when they didn't punt one time. They bullied you. They stuffed you in lockers, right? There's not it's going to be a dogfight, pun legit, not intended, but like it's going to be a fight. Like they're going to come in there and take body blow after body blow, and Ole Miss hung for the longest. But then in the fourth quarter, they still were doing what they do, just punching you in the gut, and body blow after body blow. And what did Ole Miss do? Well, Trinidad Chambliss, no fault to him. He had a great game, only had 11 yards in the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Ole Miss, they run 17-play drives, or they're just absolutely beating your butt down. It ain't no secret what's going to happen in the Caesar Superdome next week. But can you get that one critical – because, again, if they'd have gotten the fourth down stop.
That was the key.
You're leading by –
Kirby said at the end of the game, we knew when we got that first down on fourth down, it was over.
It was over.
And Kirby said, too, that's our motto. What we do is we put you in a position to wear your ass down.
Yep.
And that's what they did. They
Awesome.
wear you down in the fourth quarter. If Ole Miss wins this game in the Superdome, they've got to figure out a way to win the fourth quarter. That's
Exactly. And because if Ole Miss gets that stop, if they're up by 9, they're going to go ahead by 17 because they hadn't stopped you yet.
Correct.
They hadn't stopped you either. Now but you just quite literally didn't stop them at all. At all. Like the resistance wasn't there. So the script, what the game is the exact same today as it was going into October. The difference is a college football playoff advancement and a chance to continue the race for a national championship, the first for Ole Miss since the 60s, hangs in the balance. Because if you lose, it's over.
How many Ole Miss fans are going to be there?
Oh, man.
30,000?
Well, see, we've gotten some pushback against this, but I've actually heard this. But, like, from the person who would know, if I told you, you'd be like, oh, of course. Like, Ole Miss has outsold Georgia as far as tickets 3-1.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be Ole Miss slanted. Now, others say Georgia, oh, no, Georgia's going to, and I have no doubt. But also, Georgia's been here before. Ole Miss is now acting like it's been here before, and this is the expectation now. But, like, this has been the expectation for Georgia for years, right? This is the program that's won 2 titles since in the 2020s. This is the standard bearer for Ole Miss. For college football.
And Georgia's built for this.
They're built for
the
this.
Sugar Bowl.
Yes. So, do I feel like we just coming off Christmas? This is just the next step. Georgia fans, they're assuming this that they're not going to show out in the same way. They're going to save it for the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Of course, I could see that happening. And if that does happen, Ole Miss is going to absolutely pack it out. And what a celebration it would be if Pete Golding and this team and William Eccles and Brian Brown, if they can get past the final hurdle that someone else couldn't.
Yeah.
And really, then it's just about the Ole Miss. Not to say it all come crashing down if you lose. It'll just be.
Ole Miss gets a free shot.
Yeah.
New Year's Day.
It's not a free shot because
I know
if you
push back
lose,
on me,
if you lose, it's over. So it is not a free shot.
Well, I think it is a free shot.
No, I think it's not because that would be to claim that Ole Miss is lesser than, to say that Georgia is superior to them, like Lane Kiffin did when he left for LSU before the playoff. He said, Ole Miss, you're not LSU. You're not good enough. I disagree. I think as far as football teams, they're on the exact same level now.
Okay.
That for this season is all it is. I'm not saying historically. I'm saying these two teams are even, single digits.
Yeah.
Yes, look what happened. Ole Miss didn't get a single stop and still almost beat them at their place. Now it's a neutral site where I think it'll be 3-1 Ole Miss fans. Forgive me if I say that these two teams are equal. It is not a free shot. If you don't win, you failed. However, if you win because of the lack of historical context, especially when put up against Georgia, oh my gosh, we can all celebrate that because it will be a monumental thing. And at that point, all this Team of Destiny stuff I've talked for weeks, I will believe with my full confidence that that's what they are, knowing then that they go to the Fiesta Bowl and just get their ass beat by Ohio State.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning, you win this game.
Me too.
I think they could be a Team of Destiny. He's Ben Garrett. I'm Brad Logan. Couldn't do what we do without all of our sponsors at the drive home. We're so excited to be able to bring you the pregame show from 2 to 4 at Manning's, and that is New Year's Day. Now, New Year's Eve, we're working on it. I'll be doing a show with Jason Crowder from 4 to 6.
Sorry. He is doing a show with Jason Crowder from 4 to 6. Where are you doing it from?
WFCA. We're not sure about all that, but I've got to do it somewhere.
But if we don't get to do one, that's okay. I was most excited that on game day, we want y'all to come with us because, 2 hours and give us plenty of time to get to the press box. But, let's make a day of it there in New Orleans. Let's make a day of it, and we'll be there at Manning's for sure. And if we don't get one for New Year's Eve, so be it.
Yeah,
but
just stay tuned in to the Ole Miss Spirit. Ben's got sponsors that have helped him along the way all year. For me, it's been Tyler White and T. White's Custom Tees. Yep. Thank you, Tyler, for everything that you've done. And Ben, I know you've got a couple folks.
Riverland Roofing, my guy, Billy Landis, 662-644-4297, riverlandroofing.com. B&A Bank, my hometown bank, branches in Tupelo and New Albany. I love them. Whit and Carolyn and Bob, I love you to death. Drew Moak of USA Benefits Group, my guy, Andy Ludicky of MyPerfectFranchise.net. It's been really fun this year as we close down 2025. Brad and I have been around each other a long time, but we finally just started doing something together because we were sitting in the press box and I was like, I need a content item and a lot of things were going on. And Brad He's the hardest worker I know.
I've been wanting to do a post-game show.
And he's the hardest worker I know.
And it just kind of blew up.
And more than that, he's a good dude. He's a good person.
Yeah.
And I said to him down the person, like, Brad, you want to do a post-game show? He went, yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're just here doing what we're doing, rattling off 800 sponsors, but because people have responded, we're thankful for it. And I'm thankful to this man right here as 2025 ends because this is fun as hell.
We'll see you all in New Orleans. We may come to you
I want some
again
of
for
that gear.
the podcast. By the way,
Gear,
we
boy.
will have the CEO of the Sugar Bowl on Monday, Jeff Holtze.
Do not ask me. That is you. You're the buttoned-up tie guy. You remember names.
I think that's it. Anyway, he'll be on the Believe in Ole Miss podcast on Monday. And we'll turn that into a content.
That is a really good interview. That's like the CEO of the Sugar Bowl on a Monday.
Yeah. We're efforting Keith Carter. We're efforting folks in the university, but they're slammed right now. So we'll get all that information to you. That's, of course, at the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com. You sign up today for 50%. Couldn't do what we do without all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For Ben Garrett, I'm Brad Logan. We'll talk to you soon right here on the drive home.
Stiff.
Talk of champions and the Ole Miss Spirit.
He doesn't move.